Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be riding the Tiger 1200. It's a 2017. It is the XCx, so it has this active suspension. It's a 1200 3-cylinder shaft drive. This thing is a spec sheet monster. If you look at the torque and the power and all the things it comes with, it definitely is on the higher end of things when it comes to Triumph. One thing I will say is that this bike has been steeply discounted. So if you're looking for, if you've been looking at the Tiger 1200s and you really like the idea of some of the higher spec ones that they have out, but man, that price tag has just been kind of hurting like it does for a lot of people, this might be the bike for you. This is not a light bike by any means, any stretch of the imagination. So the very first thing I'm gonna say before I even get off the lot here is that this is not a beginner bike. If you're new to riding, stay clear of this thing. It's very heavy. I haven't even rode it, but I know the specs on this bike, and it just has a lot of power, a lot of torque. There's just a lot of ways for this to go wrong for a beginner. Even someone with some experience who doesn't know what they're doing could definitely get in trouble on this thing. Still getting used to this clutch. This is definitely fly-by-wire. Triumph generally does pretty good with this stuff. Still gives you some good feel behind the fly-by-wire, but honestly, I'm still getting used to it. I prefer actually how the Bonneville, I chose the wrong lane here. I actually prefer the Bonneville so far as the fly-by-wire technology. I think it just feels a little bit better. Let's see, do I want to be in road mode, rain mode, off-road, road mode? We're going to stay in road mode and hope that this person lets us over, and he kindly does. Gracefully does. As far as balance goes, I mean, everything feels how it's supposed to feel. If you can balance a bigger bike with the throttle and the clutch and the rear brake, you're gonna be just fine on this bike. It doesn't feel especially new. The hydraulic clutch might take some getting used to for some folks. Oh yeah, oh man, this thing sounds intense. So let's just do a, what is that, a 4th gear roll on. Let's see how it accelerates. It just absolutely cooked right up to where we want to be as far as highway goes. I just engaged cruise control. It did kick on. You can see it right there. I'm gonna hit the rear brake to turn it off, take control back. Let's see if that is how it works, because it's still showing me that it's on, which kind of scares me. Okay, cool. I like that. It's always scary with cruise control to see how it works, because if that cruise control stays on at the wrong time, it can get pretty sketchy. Maneuverability wise, this thing definitely listens to counter steer. Push right, turn right, push left, turn left. It listens all day long. I'm sure if you lack some experience, this thing would freak you out. I've ridden some adventure bikes. I've ridden an Africa Twin. I've also just got off the V85 TT. I haven't gotten a chance to ride the Multistrada, but I have ridden a R1250 RT, so I have some experience with the boxer motors. And this bike is so much smoother than those bikes. It's crazy. And the sound too is also much different. God, I would take these bikes over a Twin any day of the week. I'm sure an adventure bike rider is going to explain why I'm wrong, but when it comes to just general sport touring on the road, I feel like this 3-cylinder might just be a little bit better fit for the road. It gives you more options. You want to start off up high in the power band, you got power. If you want to start off down low, you got torque too. So this gives you the best of both worlds, really. Standing up on the pegs, I do wish these handlebars were a little bit higher. Suspension wise, this feels pretty good. Roll on 6 gear, low RPM, it's all there. The clutch pull is pretty far out, so it's taking me some getting used to get these rev matches right, but nothing feels incorrect, just new. So far, this is just the engine layout itself is kind of kicking the butt of any adventure bike I've been on so far. Yeah, this sound, the tone. This is a very, very special bike. You gotta love Triumph's 3-cylinders. You gotta love Triumph's 3-cylinders. Absolute riot. Triumph actually took over for Honda and Moto 2 as the engine manufacturer, and I can definitely imagine why after riding this thing. So that's performance, but comfort. Wind protection wise, I felt very, very comfortable on the highway. I could totally imagine myself beating up some miles on this thing. It's also really cool that this bike has that adaptive suspension, so you can change up the suspension modes to be better fit for what you're doing. If you plan on doing some off-roading, it'll get a little bit better for that. I think softer. If you're doing more on-road stuff, it can be a lot harder too. Currently, it's all adjustable. So currently, the road mode is set up more leaning towards comfort versus stiffness, and it's for neutral. And as you can see in this arrow right here, it's leaning more towards comfort. But let's see, just average around the town riding. How do I feel on this bike is, you know, I honestly feel higher than everybody else, which definitely gives you some visibility, almost gives you some confidence. Suspension wise, this bike is very, very comfortable. Let's go over a big bump here and just absolutely ate that. And the torque is readily available, as you can see. And the suspension is no slouch. Ran over those railroad tracks and it absolutely ate those bumps like nothing. Now it's in road mode, and off-road mode it'll do even better. Yeah, this clutch reach might just be a little bit too far out for me. It might not even be the clutch bite. I think it's just the actual reach of the lever, which is fully adjustable, so I'm sure somebody can make this fit more normal for them. Yeah, this bike has been fully reconditioned. It's available here on ONYXMOTO.com. Splits lanes pretty well, as you see. I can get right through that gate. Give us a call. We'd be happy to answer any questions about this guy. It is on a steep discount, so we'd love to get her gone. Thank you.